If one consumes an excessive amount of vitamin D supplements, they may end up experiencing toxicity. Additionally, excessively high levels of vitamin D that do not cause toxicity can still be harmful to the body. While occurrences of vitamin D toxicity are infrequent, they can still happen when extremely high doses have been consumed. It generally occurs gradually as the body can accumulate excessive amounts of vitamin D over a period of time. Taking excessive amounts of vitamin D supplements is the cause for almost all cases of vitamin D overdose. Getting an excessive amount of vitamin D through sunlight or food is nearly unachievable. Vitamin D toxicity. How does it happen? When the level of vitamin D in the body exceeds healthy levels and causes harm, it is considered as vitamin D toxicity. This condition is also known as an excess of vitamin D. Vitamin D belongs to the group of fat-soluble vitamins, which differ from water-soluble vitamins in terms of how the body eliminates them. Unlike water-soluble vitamins, there is no simple method for the body to eliminate fat-soluble vitamins. Excessive quantities can accumulate within the body due to this cause. The complete explanation regarding the reason behind the toxicity of vitamin D is intricate and not yet comprehensively known. We are aware that the functioning of active vitamin D is comparable to that of a steroid hormone. It moves within cells, instructing them to activate or deactivate certain genes. Typically, the majority of the body's vitamin D is held in reserve and attached to either vitamin D receptors or carrier proteins. A minimal amount of vitamin D that is not bound to anything is present. Nevertheless, excessive consumption of vitamin D can result in an inundation of levels to the extent that receptors or carrier proteins become saturated. The result of this could be an increase in the amount of vitamin D that is not bound to other substances in the body, which might then enter cells and disrupt the signaling mechanisms that are controlled by vitamin D. One of the major mechanisms of communication involves enhancing the uptake of calcium from the digestive tract. Vitamin D toxicity primarily results in hypercalcemia, which is characterized by an increased level of calcium in the bloodstream. Elevated levels of calcium can lead to diverse indications and may also attach to other tissues, resulting in harm. One such tissue that can be negatively impacted is the kidneys. In short, hypervitaminosis D, also known as vitamin D toxicity, refers to the harmful effects that occur when vitamin D levels in the body become excessively elevated, leading to the development of hypercalcemia and related symptoms. The concentration of vitamin D in the bloodstream, the ideal amount compared to the surplus. Vitamin D is a vitamin that is crucial for the body, as nearly all cells have a receptor for it. When the skin is exposed to sunlight, it creates this substance. The key sources of vitamin D in one's diet are fatty fish and oils derived from fish liver. Vitamin D supplements are essential for individuals who do not receive sufficient sunlight. The significance of vitamin D extends beyond maintaining strong bones, as it is also associated with strengthening the immune system and shielding against cancer. Adequate levels range between 20 to 30 nanograms per milliliter or 50 to 75 nanomoles per liter. The maximum amount considered safe is either 60 nanograms per milliliter or 150 nanomoles per liter. A level of 150 nanomoles per liter or 375 nanomoles per liter is considered toxic. Most people should have sufficient blood vitamin D levels by consuming 1000 to 4000 IU, 25 to 100 micrograms, of this nutrient on a daily basis. In short, typically, having blood levels ranging from 20 to 30 nanograms per milliliter is regarded as satisfactory. The maximum safe limit is estimated to be around 60 nanograms per milliliter, yet individuals displaying signs of toxicity typically have levels higher than 150 nanograms per milliliter. How much vitamin D is too much? As our understanding of vitamin D toxicity is limited, determining a precise level of vitamin D intake that is both safe and toxic proves to be difficult. As per the National Academy of Medicine, formerly known as the Institute of Medicine, a daily intake of 4000 IU is considered to be the maximum safe limit for vitamin D. Nonetheless, there is no evidence of any harm caused by doses up to 10,000 IU in people who are healthy. Generally, the reason for vitamin D toxicity is consuming an excessive amount of vitamin D supplements, rather than obtaining it from dietary sources or exposure to sunlight. While it is a seldom occurring condition, taking more supplements could result in a rise of reported cases of vitamin D toxicity. In humans, consuming a daily amount between 40,000 to 100,000 IU, 1,000 to 2,500 micrograms, for a period of 1 to several months can lead to toxicity. Repeated doses of this amount are 10 to 25 times higher than the recommended maximum limit. Those who have vitamin D toxicity usually possess blood levels exceeding 150 nanograms per milliliter, 375 nanomoles per liter. There have been instances where the production of supplements has resulted in higher amounts of vitamin D than indicated on the packaging, leading to health issues. These cases are a result of manufacturing errors. The toxic samples showed blood concentration levels that varied between 257 to 620 nanograms per milliliter or 644 to 1549 nanomoles per liter. In general, overconsumption of vitamin D can be reversed. However, in severe instances, it may lead to the deterioration of kidney function and the hardening of arteries. In short, the maximum amount of intake considered safe is 4,000 IU daily. Consuming between 40,000 to 100,000 IU per day, which is 10 to 25 times the recommended safe limit, has been associated with toxicity in humans. Signs and management of excessive levels of vitamin D. Hypercalcemia, a condition where there is an excessive amount of calcium in the bloodstream, is the primary outcome of an overdose of vitamin D. The initial indications of hypercalcemia comprise queasiness, retching, loose bowels, blockage, and debility. Other possible complications include dehydration, changes in mental status, hypertension, calcification of the renal tubules, renal failure, or auditory impairment. Consuming large quantities of vitamin D supplements on a regular basis may result in hypercalcemia, which could take several months to subside. This is because vitamin D has a tendency to accumulate in fat reserves and is released into the bloodstream at a gradual pace. The treatment for excessive levels of vitamin D involves staying away from the sun and stopping the intake of all forms of vitamin D through food and supplements. A physician can adjust your calcium levels by administering more salt and fluids, frequently through intravenous saline. The primary result of having too much vitamin D in the body is hypercalcemia, which can cause symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, weakness, and kidney failure. To address the issue of vitamin D toxicity, it is necessary to reduce all sources of vitamin D intake and exposure to sunlight. Excessive quantities may cause harm even in the absence of any signs of toxicity. Although there might not be any immediate signs of toxicity, excessive intake of vitamin D can cause harm. Severe symptoms of toxicity from vitamin D are not immediate and may take several months or years to manifest. Detecting vitamin D toxicity is challenging due to this reason. People have been reported to have consumed excessively high amounts of vitamin D for several months without experiencing any symptoms. However, their blood tests indicated severe hypercalcemia and signs of impairment in kidney function. The negative impacts of vitamin D are quite intricate. Taking excessive amounts of vitamin D can lead to hypercalcemia without any signs of toxicity, but it can also cause symptoms of toxicity even if there's no hypercalcemia. To ensure safety, it is advisable to seek advice from a doctor or dietitian before surpassing the upper limit of 4,000 IU, 100 micrograms. In short, the harmful effects of an excess of vitamin D usually emerge gradually and can be intricate. Even in the absence of apparent symptoms, high doses can result in damage. Take-home message. Due to individual variations, it is difficult to determine the safe and unsafe levels of high vitamin D dosages. The responses to such doses vary greatly among people. Excessive consumption of vitamin D can result in harmful consequences for the body, which may not become evident until after a prolonged period, ranging from months to several years. It's typically advised to avoid consuming more than the safe upper limit of 4,000 IU, 100 micrograms, per day. Taking higher doses has not been connected to any extra health advantages and as a result, might be unnecessary. It is sometimes necessary to administer a large amount of vitamin D to remedy a deficiency, but it is important to seek advice from a physician or nutritionist beforehand. Just like several other aspects of nutrition, having more is not always beneficial. In the end, wish you happy and healthy life.